I gave him poison just for fun. I had one friend, now there's none. I made the devil run. I broke so many bones, but none of them were ever my own. They were an army, I was alone. I broke so many bones. I'm bad as bad can be, so bad that it's hard to believe. Oh, what they say about me. I'm bad, take a look and see, so bad that it's hard to believe. I don't care what they say about me. I watched an empire fall. I stormed the gate and scaled the walls. They wouldn't share, so I took it all. I watched an empire fall. I'm bad as bad can be, so bad that it's hard to believe. Oh, what they say about me. I'm bad, take a look and see, so bad that it's hard to believe. I don't care what they say about me. Stop it! You better watch out, here I come! I'm bad as bad could be. I'm bad.
What it looks like for all us white American flag swinging Trump supporters to be out here with BLM. So let's look at that too. Listen, this country was founded on the words, all men are created equal. And all 56 members of Congress signed those words. The Constitution is what we're keeping to fight back. It's the Constitution that we can fight these people with. Don't get it twisted. These cops who are bad cops, they're just humans. Bad humans. And they're bad humans in every single category of life.
What's up, America? I'm JD, and this is Grim Info. So it's almost Halloween, and so let's get to some scary news and some scary shit. So today, I think we had a really big win, and I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a video that I had after all the memes and after the stories of the day. That little video was taken today outside of the NBA basketball game that was going on, which Kyrie Irving was not attending because of his stance against the jab. And so please go check that out. I stand with Kyrie. Everybody in America should. And you know, we finally have BLM and American supporters all standing together. This was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And this is exactly what we need. We need everyone standing together, working together, because honestly and truthfully, a grassroots BLM movement that isn't funded by George Soros is absolutely amazing. People don't understand that. I've had conversations with people about this, and you know, they want to get mad. FBLM, no. FBLM that is sponsored by George Soros. FBLM that says break down the nuclear family, that destroys black communities. A grassroots BLM that loves America and loves liberty and loves freedom. No. That is exactly what we need. We need our American loving black brothers and sisters to stand up together with the rest of America together so that way we can move forward. So it brought tears to my eyes today to see all of our great Americans out there standing for this man who is really, they bludgeoned him to death over this. And, he's making a stand. And, I give it up to this man. He's standing by his principles, and I love it. And so, Kyrie, definitely, I stand with you, man. I stand with everything that you're doing. And at the end of the day, this hits his bottom line. This hits his dollar. He's playing a sport that he loves, but he's willing to stand up for what he believes in and stand up for his choice in his body. And so, we should stand up for him and support him. I would hope everyone, and I hate because the money goes to the NBA, but please go out, buy his jersey. I'm going out tomorrow and I'm going to order and buy his jersey immediately. I want to stand with him. I think that's what we ought to do. That's what we ought to do. We want to say, let's go, Brandon. Well, let's go, Kyrie. Let's go, Kyrie. Because you know what? You are unifying us in an amazing way. And I love it. It's amazing. It was a love fest today. That's what I see. And what was really, really awesome, which Owen Schroer pointed this out, the police didn't know what to do. They didn't really know what to do with Black Lives Matter because before they weren't allowed to attack them. And now they're like, this is a gray area. What do we do? They're hanging out with Trump supporters. So I love it. I love it. And that's what we need. We need a grassroots BLM movement in our country, not funded by George Soros. And I know Fox News and them aren't going to talk to you about George Soros because, of course, he's the boogeyman that nobody wants to talk about because he runs everything from behind the scenes. He is a terrible man. There's a reason why he's not allowed back in his homeland. There's a reason why they kicked him out of Poland. Okay. All right. So speaking of terrible people, let's break down to the first story that I want to get to tonight. Anti-Trumper Fiona Hill warns Trump getting reelected in 2024 will spark a civil war. What is wrong with these people? Nothing is ever good enough. It's always violence with them. It's always violence. This is my problem with these people. And this is what I always tell everyone. And I say this on here and I say this to other people. We cannot be the ones that throw the first punch. We can't do that. We cannot submit to this. We cannot submit to this kind of anger. These people are nuts. Look, let me tell you something. Their fire is going to burn out. And when it does, we can just stomp it out. Okay? We don't have to fight these people. They're idiots. This is going to go away. This woman right here is a monster. Fiona Hill is a monster. Okay? She is nothing. She will be nothing. And you know what? I wouldn't even worry about her. But you know what? It's funny how they can sit back and they can incite violence. They can tell us that, oh, there's going to be war. Oh, we're going to fight you. Oh, you vote this way? Oh, okay, that's cool. We're going to bring war to your streets. Isn't that funny how they can threaten us? They can go on Twitter. They can go on Facebook. They can do all of that. But yet, if you stand up and say that an election was rigged, if you stand up and say the truth about a jab, you say the truth about a medicine that you can take, like Joe Rogan did, and you get thrown under the bus, media jumps you. You can't say nothing about trans people. You can't say nothing. And let me say this, nothing against trans people who are good people who just want to live. I'm talking about the people, in my opinion, that are pretending to be trans so that way they can hunt women. Those motherfuckers deserve to hang. But yet, if we say that, we're terrible people because they are using other people that have gender dysphoria. They're using those people as guides to attack and hunt women. And if we say that they deserve a capital punishment for that, oh, we get shut down. We're homophobes. We're, transphobe. We're the worst people in the fucking world. But this lady can go on, she can sit around and say that there's going to be war if you vote a certain way. No, woman, you deserve to be exiled. Something, I don't want any violence, no violence. But at the end of the day, this woman deserves, and not even jail, she just deserves to be canceled. And people just, their fire will burn out. I promise. I promise, America. So moving on. Walls are closing in on Gates and Fauci as the world awakens to the bio attack that they launched. This is a really interesting story. It really deserves some merit to be looked into. Please get a chance to check it out. New Zealand Prime Minister brags about making unvaxxed people second-class citizens as part of push to get people to shoot up. We will have a Nuremberg too, and people like this lady, they will be judged and tried in Nuremberg too. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's just laugh at them. Let's just laugh at them, and let's keep fighting them the right way, peacefully resisting and standing up to them and their tyranny. What she said, New Zealand Prime Minister, dang, I really am sorry. I'm bad with names. I cannot pronounce her name. When asked by a reporter if she was creating two classes of people with the vaccinated receiving special privileges, confirmed that it is, that is what it is. Yup. So she confirmed it. That it is what it is. That's what she says. This lady deserves to be in prison for what she's doing to people. And hopefully that's exactly what she'll get. So moving on. Witch hunt. January 6th committee chair says Capitol riot predetermined despite FBI confirming no insurrection. The FBI confirms no insurrection. The FBI. And they're tainted as shit. The FBI necessarily can't be trusted. But at the end of the day, I think they know that they're on their last leg with the American people. And, not telling the truth in this aspect is going to demonize them and them for the rest of their career. And honestly, truthfully, we get the opportunity, we need to strip the FBI completely. Because they are beyond a tyrannical branch of our government. But in this aspect, they have confirmed that there was no insurrection. There's more than enough video proof. And the more and more, Judicial Watch is the dog in the fight on this. And they are leading the way of getting video evidence released more and more and more. So please, man, donate money to Judicial Watch, man. Get out there, support them. Project Veritas, Zero Hedge. These guys are leading the way for news, man. Do Project Veritas, Zero Hedge, and Judicial Watch, they're really working their cans off, ladies and gentlemen. And we have got to do the most that we can do to support these people and get them the help they need so that way they can keep fighting to bring us truth. I mean, Joe Biden just turned down to tell us about JFK. I mean, why can't we know the truth? Why can't we know about the people that smothered MLK in his bed? In the hospital. Why can't we know about that? Why can't we know about the government plot that killed JFK? I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick and tired of our government lying to us. I want to know about my heroes. I want to know why they died. And you know what? I want people held accountable. And I'm sick of it, man. I'm absolutely sick of it. We need to start holding these people accountable for the things that they've done. And you know what? This man right here, the Democrats that keep trying to hide the truth of January 6th just so that way it fits their political narrative. You know what? I am sick of this. Bernie Thompson is the number one. And Bernie Thompson needs to be removed from office immediately. These people, I am so sick and tired of them. Now this next story, I can't, when it's dealing with the Rona, ladies and gentlemen, I got to try to be as coded as possible because they will hit me again and I'll be on channel 7. So here we go. The Rona for the Amish. The Amish have found a unique way of dealing with this. Oh, they used common sense to deal with it. Please go check that article out. There's video interviews. Share those with everyone that you know. You can still share them on Facebook and email. Okay, get these articles out. Screenshot them. Print them out. Man, come on. Everybody's got to do this and get this information out. There is real knowledge out there. And now the CDC is actually saying that the Mectin, Iverness, is actually helping. Yeah, because they can't contain it. They can't contain it. And, we got to give the dog in this fight. We got to give the award to the dog in this fight to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is leading that Mectin fight. And, he's bringing the light to it. And they can't hide that. Because in every other country, you look at Japan, go look at Japan, go look at India. Those are two of the main countries. Go look at that. They can't hide the fact that our own U.S. congressmen and senators have been taking it. Their families got packets to take it. But yet you have to go take a jab. And your families have to take jabs. So Chris Wallace praises Jeremy Saki I refuse to call that dude a chick, as one of the best press secretaries. I am so sick and tired of Wallace. He is a piece of fucking garbage, and he is 90% the reason why I hate Fox News. I hate Fox News. OAN, way better. Right Side Broadcasting, way better. Okay, there are other alternatives out there, and there are way more alternatives out there than Fox News. I hate all of them. Absolutely all of them. And I absolutely love the Epic Times. I love the Epic Times. If you have the opportunity to get a subscription to the Epic Times, get a subscription to the Epic Times. They are about as middle of the ground as it is. If Trump did something stupid, they'd write it. If he did something great, they'd write it. They are about as middle of the ground as you can get. Epic Times, people. Epic Times. The Epic Times. Because I'm not right or left. I'm not. I believe common sense should always rule the day. And, the majority should have its way. If the majority of the country says we should be this way, then we should be this way. And that's exactly what's not going on in our country at all. So, large migrant caravan heading towards the U.S. again. They actually just busted through a police barricade and a bunch of police in Mexico, rushing towards our border. This is the new America coming, ladies and gentlemen. And what are we already up to, like 3 cases of migrants from Afghanistan and Haiti that are out raping people? And those are the ones that are being reported. Understand that, America. These are the ones that are being reported to you. So imagine how much of this is going on, and this is coming to your neighborhoods. We've got to put a stop to this shit. This is ridiculous. We're not getting the best of the best. Look, I'm all about people coming to our country as long as we get the best of the best. We don't want the trash that other countries can't stand. And that's exactly what they're dumping here, because they think they're going to get a fucking free ride, because they think they're going to get free food. And what's going to happen is it's going to crash and topple our economy that's already overburdened, because we allow our politicians to send all of our fucking money overseas and then funnel it back through to them. So that way they just keep getting richer and richer. So snowflakes are sad, because Saturday night takes jabs at President Biden over receiving shoulder massage from Vice President Biden. I haven't seen that, so I'm not going to comment on it, but I just think it's funny. So I did read the article on it, and it seems funny. The dude in it actually was in the movie The Campaign with Will Ferrell in 2012, which perfectly highlights, outside of the Rona situation, pretty much highlights everything that China was going to do to us and has been doing to us for the longest time. So if you get a chance to check out the movie The Campaign, go check it out. Because I promise you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe there's these eerie connections. Yeah. Check it out. Twitter's Jack Dorsey warns of surge of inflation after his platform mistakenly censors GOP lawmakers' video about it. Of course. He's allowed to say whatever he wants, but you can't. He can talk about whatever he wants, but you can't. Getting the idea, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we got to stand up to. All right, so Fauci funded cruel puppy experiments where they took sandflies and ate them alive. Now, this is what they did. Now, I took extra care to read this one. They took beagles and they took German Shepherd puppies. They would cut their cords out, basically bolt them down to whatever they were in, cages, whatever else, and let these flies burrow into their nose and lay worms that would then eat their brains, because they were trying to get it to do it to humans. That's what our tax dollars were going for. This monster deserves the worst that we can possibly give him. And the fact of the matter that Bill Gates, the Rockefellers, Klaus, I wanted to make sure I said that for my boy Smasher, Klaus, Soros, Davos Group, Bilderberg, all of these elites, they're all paying him to do this shit. And they're using our tax dollars to torture puppies, so that way they could try to get it to where they could figure out how to be able to do that to us and torture us. These monsters deserve worse than death, and we can't give them that, because at the end of the day, we would be worse than them. They deserve to sit in jail for the rest of their lives. And at the end of the day, hopefully we can bring them that justice. I cannot believe that they did that to those animals and tortured them in that way, cutting out their vocal cords so that way they wouldn't have to hear them cry. These were puppies. And you think they wouldn't do this to your children? It's time to wake up, America. The sleeping giant has slept long enough. It's time to take our country back and make these monsters pay for what they've done. YouTube deletes MAGA rapper's Let's Go Brandon song because it contained medical misinformation. I've had 5 or 6 channels banned because I mentioned something, and booyah, I was banned, I was kicked off. Hell, they deleted one channel completely. So, I mean, this isn't news because this dude is still getting really, really popular and he deserves it. He's working really hard. He's bringing truth. He's bringing knowledge, and he's doing it in a musical form, and he's doing it the right way. Better than any other musicians out there except for maybe Tom McDonald. There's Topher. There's a whole lot of other guys out there that are better than any mainstream rappers, in my opinion, possibly could be. You know, except for maybe Lil Wayne. I love Lil Wayne, but other than that, rapper Bryson Gray. He actually has a channel on band.video. Go check him out. Download his stuff, share it everywhere. All right, moving on. Arizona requests temporary restraining order to halt Biden's mandates. It's about time. All states need to be doing this. We need to figure out what's on with the election, and we need to find a way to get our damn instant replay like the NFL has theirs. National School Board National School Board Association apologizes for linking parents to domestic terrorists in letter, but AG Garland still plans to set FBI on intimidating mums and dads. Of course he does, because that's what tyrants do. That's what they do. And you know what? I am glad to hear that the school boards were able to apologize. And for that, because look, man, dude, it does take a lot for people to apologize when they're wrong, especially when you're in that high of power. But I think they understand what they're facing. And so, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you probably should have apologized. All right, moving on. New patient poses digital surveillance to vaccinated people based on social credit style scores. So what that basically means is that they want to basically inject you, but then they want to suggest collecting highly sensitive information like precise location data, the length and time people spend at locations they visit, the ventilation rate of people they visit. So what is the ventilation area in which you're in? How do they measure this? Like, how do they measure that, right? Images of people looking at the screen of their mobile phones. So they want to be able to, they already do this. They just want to be able to do it without having to hide that they do it. So that way they can just be open about it. We're looking at your phone right now. We see you. Right? Let's see here. Sounds from the microphone in personal devices. Facial recognition. They want to be able to scan everything that you're doing. America. This is the tyranny that we have let them create off of our tax dollars. We pay our taxes. This is the reason why I believe that taxation is theft. The government has they have no right to do this. They have no right to take our tax money and use it as handcuffs on us to create tyrannical systems so they can keep power. That's what they've done. Taxation is theft at the end of the day, especially when they use it in this manner. So I know this is Sunday night. I wanted to get these stories out because I feel like they're really, really important right now. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope people let loose a little bit, went out, had a drink, man, had fun, made some love, made some memories, and we're able to relax. We're kicking into a new week. And, I know this is bludgeoning, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take these stories in because we got to stay informed. For too long, America has been uninformed about what these monsters have been doing in our time of leisure. And at the end of the day, we've got to take this very seriously because for the longest time, and I've said it before and I'll keep saying it again, I've had people that I walk up to, and even now, everything going on, and they're like, I don't care about no politics. What are you talking about politics for? Well, because they're fucking important, dumbass. How about you pay attention? You know what? Because you didn't pay attention for 50, 60 years of your life, now it's a fight that we got to fight. Because instead of you paying attention and telling people no, and telling people, hey man, dude, we ain't passing those laws. You ain't changing the Constitution in this way. Now it's a fight we got to fight. Because now it's so bad, it's in our movies, it's in our music, it's in everything we listen to. Just like my video, I'd like everybody to check it out over my reaction to Lock and Key. I love that show, man. Like it was the first season, it had social media, it had social BS in it, you know, social justice BS. But at the end of the day, it was a really good show. Well, they like upped that shit by like 1,000. And so I ain't fucking watch. I took 25 minutes of that show. Enough was a fucking enough. But that's the problem in our country. We allow that shit to go on when in our number one enemy, China, they're teaching their men to be men. While we teach ours to snip, snip, snip them balls. So, like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, man, you know, documentation beats conversation. Take all knowledge in from all areas. Become as smart as you can. Take a knee, talk to God, love your family, love your neighbors. And until next time, I pray for every single one of my American brothers and sisters. I stand with Australia. One little point is, if you don't understand how fucked up shit is in Australia, you got one side of Australia is completely locked down. You got the other side is completely open, but their borders are closed. And guess what? They're doing just fine. Look it up. This is knowledge. This is a fact. But I give it out there for you to go look it up so that way you can educate yourself, so that way you can inform others like, hey, look at these contradictions. Why is it like this? America cannot become that. We cannot allow tyranny, any type of social pass, any type of social credit, and them using our tax dollars to put chains on us. That's what they're doing. So thank you for tuning in. I'll always love you, America. I love all my brothers and sisters that love red, white, and blue and love liberty. I love every single one of you, and I will always pray for every single one of my American brothers and sisters and my brothers and sisters around the world who love liberty. We are all enjoying this human experience, and these are terrible times for the whole world. But it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to say enough is enough and take our liberties back, no matter what part of the world we're in, and tell these monsters no. And I don't give a shit. What they're doing to these animals, it'd be no different. It'd be just the same. Them puppies, the same thing that they do to kids. If you ain't seen the videos of them sticking scalpels up in a woman and killing a little baby, you better go check it out. It's fucking horrible. And I cannot stand these monsters. And it's time that America stands up to it and say enough is enough. Because we cannot keep allowing these monsters to even exist. Thank you. God bless every single one of you. And I hope your week is amazing. And I hope your week is full of smiles, love, and joy. Have a good evening.